Hello and welcome to my review for Welcome to Derry. Okay, so TV shows are a little different than movies for me. I am not going to try to explain the entire plot from the entire show. I'm just going to talk about things that I like, that I enjoyed, and talk about characters and stuff like that. And I'm not going to do a spoiler free, like, watch the show or don't. I don't really know what to tell you. I'm sorry. As I do this, I realize that doing like spoiler free stuff doesn't really help, because most of the time, if people are clicking on the video, they've probably seen it and want to hear you talk about it, or for whatever people might want to hear me talk about the stuff that I talk about. But anyway, so Welcome to Derry was a great show that I won't say avoided, but I wasn't really watching it week to week when it was coming out, which was kind of a mistake, because I can imagine that watching this show week to week would have been awesome, but also annoying. I'm glad that I got to binge it from episode 1 to 8 in, like, I don't know, like a week or two, instead of having to wait weekly. But yeah, let's just kind of jump in. So basically, it's all about Pennywise, still Derry, still Maine. And after I finished this show, I went and I looked up like the Stephen King universe, I guess, that they're kind of like building, or is already built, that they're adding on to, because I know that this might sound crazy, but I've never actually seen The Shining, and I've never seen Doctor Sleep. I haven't seen a lot of the Stephen King stuff, to be honest. I've seen Shawshank Redemption. That's one. I've seen that one. But yeah, I did not know that all of the characters, or I mean, not all, but like Halloran from Welcome to Derry was a character in The Shining, until, obviously I did some research and found that out. And so I didn't know that what Halloran was doing was called The Shine. I didn't know that. So that's super interesting and fun. But let's talk about Welcome to Derry. It's basically like the Stephen King MCU, kind of. It's like everything's connected in a way, and I think that that's great. In this, I love Pennywise, man. He looks so good. Like, the acting from Bill Skarsgård is of course always going to be great, but the character design, like, he just looks so good. Every time that he's on screen, I'm just locked in. He looks so amazing. Like, I don't know, the like, either VFX, like the virtual effects, or the practical makeup that he has on, it all just looks so good. I really love this TV show. I said in my Black Phone 2 review that everything I've been watching recently has just felt incredibly good. And again, I can't tell if it's me just being wishy-washy, and one week I think everything's terrible and the next week I think everything's good, or if Welcome to Derry is just really that good. It really is that good. All the characters are super strong here. You have multiple plot lines going on that all coincide with each other, that, with Derry being, I'm assuming, a smaller town, a very small population town, it only makes sense for everything to connect, and I really like that. So we're going to start off with probably my favorite character, and I'm just deciding this right now, Halloran. Dude, Halloran is so good. I didn't think that he was going to make it all the way till the end, because, again, I'm sorry, but I didn't see The Shining, and I didn't recognize his name or anything like that, so I didn't know that Halloran was an existing character already, so I thought that he was going to die. So him making it all the way, and like him dealing with like the shine or whatever, being able to see people, and I read a TikTok comment explaining that Halloran is like not the embodiment, but his character, it like is a good representation, or his acting is a good representation of what schizophrenia is like. And after reading that, it makes so much sense. Like seeing things that aren't there, and like they can talk to you, but if you like ignore them, I don't know, it was great. I love Halloran's whole character arc, or not even really arc, but his whole character journey as he goes on. It's super well done, and his acting is phenomenal. All of the acting in this, from even the kids, is so good. And then we're gonna jump to my goat, Richie, bro. Love this character, dude. And in shows or movies, when there's a perfect worst character to kill, does that make sense? Of course, nobody wants Richie to die, right? Nobody wants that because he's one of the best, most interesting. Like, he is just, anytime he's on screen, I'm smiling. He's great. His acting is good. Anytime he's on screen, he's great. And of course, you're gonna kill that guy, right? That everybody loves. That's why it's perfect, because you don't want it to happen, but that's why it hits so much harder than any other character death. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Marge was kind of a bitch, and I didn't think that she was gonna come back and play a big role, because, you know, in the beginning of the show, she's like Lily's friend, but she's trying to get in with the, what are they, the fucking patty cakes? I can't believe I remembered that, if that's what it is. But, she's trying to like fit in with the cool kids, and she kind of like ditches Lily, which, like, dude, okay, I have a couple things that I want to say in Marge's defense a little bit. Lily's character is very tragic. Like, this show is very mean to her, it feels like she's constantly put in scenarios where you're like, of course nobody's gonna fucking believe her. She's constantly put in these scenarios where you're like, how else could it go wrong for her specifically? And it just does every time, in the grocery store, in the school, when she's like trying to help Marge. But like, up until that point, when Marge's eyes are like bulging out and Pennywise is actually going after her, Marge has like no reason to really believe Lily. She tries, but then Lily's like, why don't you believe me? I haven't seen anything. What do you want me to do? You want me to, like, yes, being a good friend is believing your friends when they say things, but they're also in like 8th grade, dude. You're like 13. Like, you're still such a child that it's like, yes, maybe if it was like high school and they're like 16 or like 17, like almost adults, where it's like, dude, if you're friends with somebody, be friends with them and believe them. But like, when you're 12, 13, it's like, dude, I don't fucking know. What do you want me to do about it? So I kind of, but I didn't think Marge was gonna come back and like actually join the Losers Club or anything like that. Like, I thought she was just gonna kind of be there. Damn, what did I think Marge was gonna do? I guess that it makes sense that she helped out in the end, but I thought for a while that she was just gonna kind of be a bully and like set up Lily for things to like embarrass her to make Lily's character stronger. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think that Marge was actually gonna stick around to like season finale and be there against it and everything. But she plays an integral role because I'm just gonna jump around. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. I'm sorry if it's not chronological or if it doesn't really make sense. If I'm just jumping around that, it's a review. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. Pennywise being an what, 5th dimensional being, basically time, it doesn't work the same for him. Oh, I love it. I don't know what it is with time shit, but I love it. Like I said, my Black Phone review is probably gonna will have already been out for a week. I said in that Gwen, she talks to her mom in the past, and it's like, how does that make sense? Because how would her mom talk to her? I don't care. The time stuff is beautiful, and the beauty of making Pennywise a being that isn't held by time. You can put this motherfucker in any time period and it works, because technically in this show, which is a spoiler again, I mean, I've already kind of spoiled it. I've said Richie died, yada yada, whatever, but at the end of the show, it's explained that Pennywise dies in the movies. Those movies, It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 take place before Welcome to Derry, which you're like, how? Because the years, and it doesn't line up, because Welcome to Derry's the 60s or the 50s or whatever time, 27 years from 35, 62. So yeah, it's 60s. How? But brother, he lost, and then he went back in time, and in the beginning of the show, when Maddie was in that car and that like demon baby burst out of that woman, that's Pennywise literally respawning himself, bro. That's so cool. Also, Halloran fucking putting Pennywise in like a genjutsu and like stopping him from killing Marge. Halloran's the goat, bro. Richie coming back, dude. That season finale was so good. It's impeccable. The middle finger from Ronnie, the Halloran stopping Pennywise, and dude, oh my god, it's so good. But let's talk about a couple other characters. Oh yeah, I just want to say one more thing. Like I said, with Pennywise always looking so good, and like his makeup design, when he is sitting in that blood like this, he looks so cool. But for the rest of the show, and I love it, from here down, he's entirely blood red, and only his like nose and up are white. It's so cool. He looks so great. Like every time he's on screen, I'm just like, dude, I can't. It's like Avatar. You know what I mean? I said in my Avatar Fire and Ash review that even if the plot of these movies are bad, which I'm not saying they are, but even if the next one is bad, the movies always look so good. Pennywise looks so good. Like his virtual effects or his makeup, it just looks so immaculate that it's like, it's beautiful to an extent. You know what I mean? Like I just love the design of him. Like it's so cool. And like, oh man. Anyway, so we have Leroy Hanlon, who is a great character that I liked a lot, but a lot of people online, which again, I shouldn't do this until I make my review. I shouldn't read other people's like opinions and stuff, because I feel like it semi sways mine or makes me think of it in a different way. But a lot of people said that Leroy was a bootlicker, which yeah, kinda. He really put his own family, or I'm sorry, he really put the military and protecting this country over his own family, which is crazy because, bro, you knew some shit was not right. You knew something wasn't right, but I really liked his character. Even if he was a bootlicker, I liked the no fear aspect. When Halloran was like in the room when they were all dressed up and they were trying to like see if he was scared of anything, I really liked that he wasn't scared, and that's why they chose him to try to fight or they didn't really choose him to fight Pennywise, but they used that fact that he wasn't scared of anything to kind of have him be the pushing point of the military plot. Like he pushed the plot forward. And I thought his character was really good. And another thing, his wife, Charlotte, a lot of people think that she was so annoying and getting into trouble and getting into shit that she didn't need to. But like, dude, I'm sorry. I think of it as like when you're writing a show, you're going to have Leroy have his military plot, then you're gonna have him, this is what people like, I feel like what people want online, you want Charlotte to be a character that just stays at home and does nothing. Like, they're like, she's always doing shit she's not supposed to, and she doesn't know where Will is, and she's not doing this, and she's getting into business that's not hers. So you want him to have a housewife that just sits around and does nothing as a character. Why even have him be married at that point, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, you could just be like, oh, Leroy's wife or Will's father, or Will's mother, I mean, died at birth, and the plot wouldn't change if she just stayed at home. But she connects to Hank's plot and Ronnie's plot, which again, another thing I'm seeing is people hating on Hank, which, okay, that's valid, because I'm sorry, I get a lot of this show has to deal with the racial aspect of the 60s, right? So he was sleeping with a white woman, and he's afraid that he will be hung for sleeping with a white woman. I get that. But before we found that out, I was like, dude, whatever you, because I'm not gonna lie, me and my wife, we were like, he's gay, right? Is he gay? Maybe he's gay. Like, I know that he has a daughter, and the mom passed away during childbirth, so maybe he's gay. And I was like, dude, I get it, it's the 60s, because even people like now look down on people being gay. In like the 60s, you know what I mean? A black man and being gay, that's like, dude, that's crazy. But I was like, you would rather keep the fact that you're, again, I know that it's not this, because again, I finished the show, but when I'm watching the show, I'm trying to analyze. So I'm like, whatever it is, whatever you were doing, being gay, whatever, being gay, whatever you were doing was not as bad as killing like 3 white children. Like, dude, what you are, and again, Hank was kind of right in the end, because he was sleeping with the wife of one of the main like Triple K members. So like, yeah, he probably would have gotten hung if he said that. But I was just like, dude, whatever you were doing could not possibly be as bad as killing 3 white children. Like, I was like, if you're gonna get hung for something, if they're gonna hang you for something, it's probably that. So you want to avoid that. But I guess he was right in the end to not say anything, or no, he was right to try to give himself up to go to Shawshank or whatever, you know. But I just people hating on Charlotte and Hank, it's like, dude, do you just don't want this to be a plot at all? Like, it's a part of the story, and it plays a huge part. A lot of people are getting blamed, or like, Pennywise is killing kids, and somebody has to get blamed, because mostly none of the adults, you know, besides the native characters who are there to literally keep Pennywise trapped, no other adults really know about Pennywise. So it makes sense that like other people are going to get blamed. So it being a plot where it has to also do with race is really good, in my opinion. I like that. Like, it's real. It's very real. When you have a alien clown running around, it helps to have realistic shit also going on in the background. You know what I mean? With Hank and Charlotte and them being activists, or I'm sorry, well, Charlotte being an activist and Hank being wrongfully accused, which, you know, I can imagine happened, still happens all the time, you know? So like, people hating on these characters like they're not characters, which again, you're allowed to hate characters in any TV show, movie, media. If you don't like a character, you're allowed to do that. But like, to be like, oh, Charlotte was always doing shit she wasn't supposed to, isn't every character doing things they're not supposed to? The Losers Club, they're going into the sewer. The Leroy, he's looking into who attacked him at night and is trying to figure out if the guy that they actually put in prison was the right. All the characters are doing the military doing shit they're not supposed to. The only people that are doing what they're supposed to are the natives, which is leaving him the fuck alone. That's all that's the right thing, is to leave Pennywise and try to stay away from him. And like, I just, every character is doing shit that they're not supposed to. That's just what it is. A lot of people said that Ronnie was annoying, which I can kind of see, because a lot of, like, she was rightfully allowed to be upset that her father was wrongfully imprisoned, but a lot of times she like yelled at Lily or was like, we have to do something about it, and then she didn't really do anything. Like, a lot of this, like, Ronnie is there to try to help get Hank out, but she's not actually, like, Lily found the dagger. I guess they're all not really doing much, now that I really think about it. I mean, Lily got the mommy's little helpers. They're all going into the sewer to try to save the other kids, but like, Ronnie. Or I'm sorry, did I say Ronnie this whole time? I meant Richie. Did I say Ronnie? Oh no, I've been saying Ronnie the whole time. It's Richie. Anyway, I'm sorry, Rich. He's saving Marge. Marge is she's picking a side, helping Lily or whatnot. But like, Will, super smart, figuring out how like Pennywise's shit works, like the fear, and figuring out that, like, you know, how animals like the fear in the blood, it tastes better. It's like a seasoning or whatever. But Ronnie is kind of just like, my dad, but doesn't really do anything. But I just, the acting in this is so good. And also, they're children, dude. What are they really supposed to do? Because even the It Chapter 1 and 2 kids, they didn't do anything until they came back as adults, you know? So, like, I don't know. I really like this show. It was super good. Let me think if there's any other characters. Harry from Dexter, I think his name was Shaw or something. Like, he was the whole, like, he was, like, the pushing factor of trying to, his whole plot is that he was trying to release Pennywise on the whole American continent so that they would have something to, like, okay, I don't even remember what his reasoning was. It was, at first, he told them that they wanted to capture Pennywise, like, move the the totems or whatever, what were they called, the beacons. They wanted to move them in so they could capture Pennywise, and then they wanted to, originally he said he wanted to drop it in Russia because the Cold War is going on, but then it's later on explained that his plan was to just release Pennywise into the fuck America so that people would be scared. Like, I don't know his portion, like, yes, Leroy kind of like followed all his orders, and even Halloran called him a bootlicker. Like, you're just following whatever this dude says, which I agree, but like it didn't even really amount to much because the kids were the one that fucking killed Pennywise. Leroy was the one. So like Shaw being like, oh, well, I guess because technically he had seen him before, so he was like, this isn't you. Stop. Kal-El, no. And he gets fucking eaten, and it's like, yeah, duh, bro. Yeah, duh. You know what I mean? We'll jump real quick to Ingrid. She's crazy. She's a crazy ass character. Yeah, it's a little weird, her like kind of stalking the kids and being like a Uber Eats like delivery driver for Pennywise, but it was so great when she put her hand on him. Don't leave me, and he was like, all right, bitch, all right, your time is up. And he hit him with them deadlights or whatever, and she comes back to be the old lady, and it's so well done. I love Pennywise being like being able to jump through time, because he's been here. They explain that he's been here for a very long time, so it would be awesome to just see Pennywise throughout the years going back and back and back so that he can't get defeated. And like, it might get old to see him constantly get defeated, but like, I don't know. I just love it. I love how Pennywise looks. I can watch him on screen. But the thing that Welcome to Derry did was the movies, Pennywise is great, and he's a great part, and he's a great character, and the Losers Club is interesting. But what Welcome to Derry did that I liked more than the movies is they had a great, an insanely good set of plots. You had Leroy, you had Charlotte / Hank, you had the kids. I'm trying to think if there's any others that I'm like missing out on. And I guess the natives are also a separate plot. Like, they kind of, all the plots kind of blend together is what I'm trying to say. It's multiple separate plots that all add together because it's a small town and it all works so well, and you get amazing Pennywise on top and some of the greatest moments. I really like the show. I want to know what I like. If there's anything that I forgot to talk about, please let me know in the comments, because I'm trying to think. Like, I talked about all the characters that I really liked. Like, Rich, I liked Marge in the end, but like I said, I didn't think she was gonna be. I thought she was gonna be a character to push Lily's character forward, is what I thought. But she ended up to play a big role. I loved Will. I thought he's super smart. His acting so good. The Hanlon family, like, they're really good, like, as a family. I will say the first episode kind of had me shook. I did not expect those kids to get wiped out, but you know, when you think about it, it's like, oh, here's a new Losers Club. Psych, here's the real club. Those kids are now missing, and it's super well done. I loved it. It was actually scary. It was pretty creepy. I love all the different shit that Pennywise turned into over the years, like before he was Bob Gray or whatever, like before he was like Pennywise, when he's just like the bone like the big ass fucking creature, and the Galoo. Oh my god, it looks so cool. He's like a fucked up moose kind of thing. Like, it's so good. I really love this show, dude. I don't know. And again, like I said with Black Phone in this, I don't know. I can't explain to you why I like them, and I don't know if I'm glazing or if they are just that good. But yeah, let me know what you thought about it. If you've watched it, you know, obviously I've just talked about basically everything if you haven't, so I'm sorry about that. But I can't bring myself to like really get down to the nitty-gritty of what I liked about it. It's shot cool, it's scary, it's creepy, but the characters are really good, the plots are really good. It's not it's not like corny at all. It feels super real, like with a lot of the race stuff that's going on. Like at that time, it feels so real. Like obviously I didn't live through that time, but it brings you to that time on top of having a supernatural horror element. And I really like that. Like Sinners. I think, in my opinion, Sinners was the best movie of 2025. And it's because maybe I like historical shit, but like bring me to a time period and then add some cool shit on top. So like you have in Sinners, and again with Welcome to Derry, you have the racial aspect of the things that are going on in for Sinners, you know, the 1930s, but then in Welcome to Derry, the 1960s, you have all of that that's actually happening, that really happened in the world, and you can transport me to that time to understand everything that's going on and feel like I'm really there. And then you add some cool shit like fucking vampires or Pennywise, and I like that so much. I love it so much. I don't know, but yeah, let me know what you thought. Again, I'm gonna rate this like a 9. I thought that I can't wait for season 2. I doubt that it's gonna follow the same characters because it's gonna be Pennywise probably jumping back, but I don't know. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. So yeah, let me know what you thought, if you liked it, if you hated it, if you thought what character was annoying, let me know. But yeah, Hanlon goated, or I'm sorry, Halloran goated, Rich goated, not Ronnie, Rich. And who's my other third favorite character? Oh, Pennywise. That's what it is. But yeah, so let me know what you guys thought. Thank you and have a good day.